Good evening, everyone. I'm Eric Richards. We're here at Los Cerritos Park right now where there is a vigil underway. I'm going to step out the way so you can see that there are probably about 1,000 people that are here right now coming together to remember a family whose life was lost on Halloween. Suspected drunk driver. And we're taking a look here. The vigil is underway right now. It's going to get started here in just a few minutes. And we're going to take that live right now.
Partner said it's a line that divides us, but tonight we are one community and we will always be one community, one Long Beach. So to have a short prayer in the religion of Muslim, I want to invite Iman. Please step forward. He's going to have a prayer, and then we have a program right after that. So thank you for being here. I will be coming up again later on, but Iman Mohammed, please. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon all of you, and thank you for coming over. In the beginning, I want to thank the official of Long Beach, the top of them, Mayor Garcia. Thank you for organizing that event. The supervisor of Los Angeles, Ms. Hound, thank you for coming over. And our champion tonight, to go for every detail, Roberto, the council member of City of Long Beach, District 7, and actually he is my council member. Thank you for coming, all of you. God bless you all. And I have just one request, very humble request. You all that Yusuf or Joey, may God bless his soul, and his wife, they are a Muslim and believe in only one God. And I want to unite all the prayer tonight. That God, they call it Allah in Arabic language. In English language, they call it God or lovely God. In Christian language, they call it Father. In Jewish language, they call it Jehovah or Yahweh. So let's unite it with all due respect for everybody, and due respect for our lost brothers, Joey, in the same time. I'm going to say my prayer by English, some in English and some of Arabic, if you allowed me. Oh, it's working. God, our heart have a pain, and our soul have a suffering for the tragedy we have for our brother Joey and his family, for the family of Aweda in general. But we fully submit to you. No rejection. We fully submit to your will. All the thanks and excellence and glory due to you. You the one worthy of worship, and you the one we ask always for help. Guide us all to the straight path. Our Lord, you have a guest, Joey and his wife Rayhan, and the little angel Umar. Honor them. Shower them with mercy and forgiveness. Lead them to the highest of the highest paradise. Our dear Lord, give the compassion and patience for the family of Awaida. This family been tested a lot, and they showing manner of believer, and they showing patient. My Lord, bless all the people attend tonight, our official and our leadership of Long Beach City. Bless who those attend and who those not able to come over. Bless the city of Long Beach. I'm asking with very humble to blessing all the humanity. Even those people caused that tragedy to us. اللهم يا حنان يا منان يا ذا العرش المجيد يا فعالا لما يريد اغفر لهم وارحمهم. You can say Amen. اغفر لهم وارحمهم وتجاوز عن سيئاتهم وعاملهم بالإحسان إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا. اللهم أسكنهم الفردوس الأعلى من الجنة. اللهم اجعل قبورهم روضة من رياض الجنة. اللهم اغفر لهم، ثبتهم بالقول الثابت في الحياة الدنيا والآخرة، نور قبورهم، وسع مدخلهم. اللهم يا ربنا قد حلوا ضيوفا عليك وأنت الكريم الجواد يا حنان يا منان يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. آمين آمين. Thank you very much one more time.
My name is Wayne Cheney, and pastor Antioch Church here in the city of Long Beach, and I bring you greetings to all of these officials and to my Heavenly Father's children here assembled. I'm just another face to offer support with a candle in my hand. But for one who spends time inspiring, I'm often struck in these moments by my own limitations. We all feel it. It's as if our best efforts aren't enough at this moment to lift the weight of despair. So we offer what we have. First thing we have is place. We offer lament. And lament simply is an expression of sorrow and grief, and in a society in many respects that offers vain optimism on a regular basis, they don't give us time for this. But there is truly a time for us to lament, for our hearts to be heavy. So if there are tears in your eyes today, it's okay. There's a need for this. Before we move on, we need to express the hurt that we feel. The second thing that we offer is we offer our presence. Let no one minimize this. That's why this is important, our presence. Too many words will tangle us up. But the heart of my faith is the idea of incarnational presence. And that is reaching out to touch the person next to you without offering a word, being a shoulder to lean on, without ever uttering a phrase. Your presence provides strength. The third thing we offer is what is named in 1 Peter. The writer was fully aware of his own limitations and all the struggles the folks were going through in his context. And he goes through a series of statements, and he finally concludes it with this one-liner. He says, "This is the grace of God. Stand firm in it." It wasn't like a Vegas crapshoot and we throw up prayers hoping that something hits or sticks. But he was saying, I have the very best. The very best I can offer is the grace of God. The grace of God, the mercy of God. The mercy of God is God withholding from us what we do deserve. But the grace of God is giving to us what we do not deserve, what we cannot earn, what we cannot achieve by ourselves. My bootleg definition of grace is this. It's God's supernatural endowment of exactly what you need to get through where you are. It's God's custom fit blessing. It's his bespoke blessing. Because in moments like this, the heaviness that a community member is going through is not the same heaviness that a family is going through. Not the same heaviness that a classmate is going through. And so we don't have time and wisdom enough to address every hurt. But we simply stand and release what that apostle released. The grace of God over your lives. So this is the grace of the living God. His custom fit blessing. His tailor-made blessing. His supernatural endowment of exactly what you need to get through where you are. Stand firm in it. God bless you.
I want to start by everyone putting all of their positive love and energy towards Vera and Joe. I know that they're here. Just saw them. I know they're here somewhere amongst this group. And I think it's important as we begin tonight that all of your love that you have inside and all of the passion that you have and love for this family, that you really think about them and that you put all of your positive energy into them. This is a Long Beach family that has gone through incredible tragedy this last week. I want to say that as your mayor, I'll begin by saying that I'm incredibly proud of all of you for being here and the way you've come together as a neighborhood and as a greater city to stand with and behind this family. What I have seen earlier this week with folks attending to the memorial that has sprung up here, what I have seen from the Cal State Long Beach family just a couple nights ago, as Omar's teachers and friends and classmates remembered him and his life, and what I have read and heard about from friends who know this family well has been a reminder that this is a loving and great community. I also want Vera and Joe and the family to know that while we mourn and while we remember, and in some cases with some folks here tonight laugh and remember stories and share, we're going to honor that memory here in our city, not just tonight and not just in the weeks ahead, but we will do so in ways that are also very permanent. And this city is 100% behind this family. And we will do everything that we can within our power to ensure that this family is taken care of, that we honor these amazing lives, these three amazing lives, not just here, but in ways across the city and in the things that they love to do and gave so much to. I also just want to say that it's been a very tragic week, but it's also been a week that I think has shown a lot of love. And I see that with everyone here tonight. And I hope that we continue to not just heal, but also to put our love for us and me and Matt. It's certainly been including this family in our prayers, in our nightly prayers. I know that's happening as well to everyone else. So again, to the whole family, our love, our support, and we're all with you.
On Friday morning, when I heard the news of what had happened the night before, I was shaken, I was saddened, because I am a son of immigrants, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and a grandfather. that loss hit me hard, because nobody wants to lose a member of the family, and no mother and no father wants to bury his or her child before their time. So my heart is saddened, it's broken, and I'm so happy in this to see you all here to provide comfort not only to the family but to all of Long Beach, because we have suffered a loss and we suffer together. And I was speaking Spanish earlier just because I know that members of the White family speak Spanish, and because that's part of our diversity. That's who we are. We are a family of immigrants. We are a family of diversity, and it's reflected here tonight. And when we go home, let's reflect of the great city that we have here in Long Beach. Let's reflect on the great people that we know, and let's thank God for having shared Joseph, Rehan, and Omar with us for whatever brief moment it was. They will be remembered. Thank you very much.
So I have some prepared remarks. Again, I want to thank everybody for being here, gathering today as a community. Whether you're a family member, a friend, or neighbor, or someone from a neighboring community who showed up tonight in support of Joey, Rehan, and Omar, we all grieve together. We each experience, feel loss in our own way, but tonight we lift each other up together as a community. When something life-transforming happens to us, it's ordinary for words to fail us. Yet it's impossible to remain mute, so I offer these thoughts of outreach as we gather here together. This candlelight vigil, by its own definition and by our intention, is a remembrance of a family tragically taken from us. Our candles are lit, bright and flaming, yet small and all too extinguishable, will burn this autumn evening, reminding us of the goodness this family represented in our community. There is sadness and grief in the loss we feel. The randomness of the loss of a family is unsettling. For many of us, perhaps most of us, there is an awakened sense of personal vulnerability reminding us of the fragility of life. President Abraham Lincoln reminded us that the American people of their ability to call on the better angels of our nature. Tonight, too, we can choose to do this if we choose. As individuals and as a community, we can decide to live more consciously, more fully, more richly, and present. We can give this personal vow to tribute to this family whose lives were cut short. Tonight, we can choose, in the light of what our candles mean, to take another's hand, to lift another's burden, or simply acknowledge another's worth. My faith teaches us to love thy neighbor. Tonight, we are loving our neighbors. Together, we can newly consider the word love. Love illuminates the often hidden paths of who we are. It finds ways of our paths to connect with those of others, and it allows us to live, not alone, but with others. The Aweda family represented love in their lives, illuminated and shined so brightly. Tonight we stand with this family in solidarity and support, and may not us suffer in isolation, but rather find hope and healing in our community. I want to thank you all for being here again, and again, love thy neighbor, and we grieve as a community this evening. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm your county supervisor, Janice Hahn, and I wanted to be here tonight to offer my voice of comfort, but certainly grief. Certainly first to the family of Joey and Rayan and Omar. We do stand with you tonight, and we pledge to stand with you every day going forward. And I feel so sad for this city. You've had some tragedies in the last week. Tragedies that do remind us that you can be in a friend's backyard at a birthday party, or doing a tradition that every one of us has engaged in, which is on Halloween evening, trick-or-treating, and your life can be taken away from you. It's a tragedy that reminds us to love each other a little bit better, a little bit harder. Love your family. Try not to be angry or hold grudges with people. There's so much bitterness in our world right now. Maybe this will remind us to be kind to one another. And we in the County of Los Angeles have an opportunity every Tuesday when we end our regularly scheduled board meeting, and we can end it in honor of someone. And this past Tuesday, I ended our County Board of Supervisors meeting in honor of and in the memory of Joey and Rayan and Omar.
Thank you.
And we want the family to know that in a county as large as 10 million people, we stopped for a brief moment to remember these three beautiful souls. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Megan Kerr, and I'm on the Board of Education for Long Beach Unified School District. But more importantly, tonight I am a friend and a neighbor of Joe and Vera. And the immeasurable goodness of this family is breathtaking. So as I stand here tonight, and I came early and I was able to see the family, but I also see classmates from Longfellow, from Hughes, from Marshall, from Poly, from Cal State Long Beach, from Isabel Patterson's Child Development Center. I see teachers and principals and people who worked on campuses where this incredible family has learned and loved and played for years. I am a daughter of Long Beach, and in my 46 years here, I can't remember such sadness in our city, that it feels so heavy in the air that it seeps into our skin. And part of that, I believe, is the light that has gone out with these three incredible people. So tonight I am honored to stand with you, to wrap our heads and our hearts and our arms around Vera and Joe and Masood and Adam and Rayhan's family and all who loved them. And so as we move forward, remembering that they made a difference in the lives of hundreds of thousands of kids and families across this district for the last 15, 20, 30 years. And so I stand here in grief with this incredible family, and I am inspired by the love of this community, of our community, and I thank you for taking this moment to honor three people, three souls, two especially, who served others every moment of their life. So thank you for being here, and to the families, we love you. Our hearts and our homes are open to you.
Yeah, right.
Good evening, community. Over the last 10 days, have been very difficult for our city. We find ourselves at our second vigil just this week alone, mourning the tragic loss of life in our community. The first memorial we attended, or vigil, was for the 12 shooting victims, 3 who unfortunately lost their lives. Our Our hearts are heavy, but they go out to each and every one of you as we grieve the loss of the Uwaida family. Our Long Beach Police Department family stands with you. And although I can't even imagine the hurt that the family's going through, please know this, that our police officers and firefighters who responded that evening to this tragic event are also grieving with a heavy heart. And I have the fire chief standing behind me and my assistant chief standing behind me as well. The passing of Joseph, Raheen, and their son Omar has shaken us to our core in both departments. And if you're out here, you're probably very sad, maybe even angry, because this incident should have never have happened. We cannot, will not tolerate impaired driving, whether it's drinking alcohol, taking prescription drugs, or smoking marijuana. As of today, the suspect remains in custody, and I promise you that we're going to do everything we can to ensure that he's held accountable for his role in this tragedy. And as stated before, I don't know if you can see all the people around you and behind you, but it's important to note that all of your presence really makes a difference to all of us, to the family specifically, and it reminds us that no matter how tough things get around us, if we as a community come together, we'll get through anything. And that's what we're going to do here moving forward. We're going to get through this together. The prayers of the Long Beach Police and Fire Department families are with you, and may God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Joe Hauer, and I'm representing the Los Cerritos Neighborhood Association here tonight. I'll keep my remarks short. We want to honor the memory of Joseph, Rehan, and their 3-year-old son, Omar. The tragedy that took the lives of a father, a mother, a son is absolutely heartbreaking, and our thoughts and prayers, and I hated to use that word, but I couldn't come up with a better one, go out to the families of these good people. I thought to honor them, I found a couple of quotes from their religion, from the Muslim religion, that I thought would be good. And here's the first one from the Quran. Surely Allah alone grants patience in every misfortune and compensation for anything lost and substitute for anything destroyed. Return to Allah alone and flee towards Him only in times of difficulty. His gaze is set on you and He does not forsake you. Understand this, because a genuinely unfortunate and miserable person is one who is not given any compensation for his misfortune. The second one, on the death of Ibrahim, Muhammad said, "My eyes are tearful, my heart is full of anguish, and we will only say what pleases our Lord. O Ibrahim, we are indeed grieved over your separation."
Hello, we are humbled here today. My name is Georgina, and I'm with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. But we are honored here to celebrate the life with Joseph, Rayan, and Omar. This is incomprehensible, but Matt is honored here. Candlelight vigils are where we gather as a community to reflect, to remember, support, and honor the victims and survivors of drunk and drug driving crashes, as well as those that have been impacted by this reckless, careless driving or hit and runs. For the family and friends of the Uwaida family, any other victims and survivors here tonight, we ask you, you're chosen to be here. We're honored. If you need anything, please let one of our MAD staff members know. Norma Martinez, she's our victim services specialist here, or myself. There is sadness and grief at the loss we feel, so shocking, and it's a horror, so great in numbers and so gripping in its connection with each and every one of us. There is anger, rage at these 100% preventable deaths and injuries, and we want justice, even sometimes yearns for revenge. There is an admiration for the courage of law enforcement, first responders, prosecutors, and judges who are caught up with this vicious cycle, watching families being destroyed over and over again, and the selfish acts of offenders of drunk and drug driving. This evening, at this moment, we're making a personal vow in tribute to the Wada family whose lives were needlessly ended and their family permanently altered at the hands of an alleged drunk driver, and to fight the end impaired driving. This is 100% preventable. Tonight, we can choose in the light, as we candles mean, to make another hand, lift another's burden, or simply acknowledge another's worth. We can choose to keep the memory of the flaming candles that we hold before us as a solemn reminder of what we aim to do here at MAD, and that is a world with no more victims. Our hearts are with the Long Beach community as we rally together and try to make sense of the senseless tragedy. I hope it makes you all angry enough to fight for tougher laws around impaired driving, angry enough to work with MAD to educate communities about restaurants, bar owners, taking some responsibility for allowing people to leave their establishments impaired. Angry enough to educate the community to use taxis, use rideshare companies, phone a friend or family member to get home safely, especially with the holidays coming around. It takes an entire community to influence change. We all have to work together in preventing devastating tragedies in our local communities. Unfortunately, it is a tragedy that MAD has spent almost 40 years trying to avoid. MAD provides services to victims and families of drunk and drug driving at no cost. Successfully lobbied to support stronger drunk driving laws to deliver underage drinking prevention strategies to thousands of teens throughout the communities. And we are single-handedly responsible for changing the apathetic culture and surrounding drinking and driving. But there is so much more to do, and we can start here today. There is a poem that I would like to share as I close. It's called The Statistic. I am a mere statistic, a cold, unfeeling thing. I didn't used to be like this. I was a human being, which needs and loves and pleasures. Any simple joys and cares, but how did I end up like this? So painfully unaware of dreams and goals and my future, forever now denied. It isn't fair that it's like this. You drank, you drove, I died. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
At this moment, even in their time of grieving and heaviness, the family wants to offer some words. So if you would lean in and be praying for this family as they boldly stand before us to share their hearts.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings. I'm just thankful for all the community support. Unbelievable. Without it, I don't know what shape they would be. Thank you to Mayor Garcia and to Supervisor Khan for their support, and also to the Chief of Police and the Fire Department, and for all of the first responders. Thank you so much. It's not working. It's working now. So I just have three things, three reflections to share with you. First of all, Joey and Rehan are married in 2014. Just before they were married, Joey had a son, a brother called Umar. He's about mid-teens, and they were hiking, Joey and his brothers, and my children were all hiking together, and Umar fell into the canyon and passed away just a couple of months before the marriage. The marriage went on, and every owner can continue his grand life, bringing another owner into her family. Not his own too. I think very sad about that. But we are Muslims, we believe in the faith. And faith, everything is based on faith. We accept it. We don't argue why or what could have happened if this tasting of this, that was that. So that's one thing I want to mention. The other thing is I had was basically born in San Bernardino, lived in Torrance, where her sister was born. And then we moved to La Morada, where we got a house. Went to high school in La Morada. And then we moved to Corona, where I had to commute, sometimes take metro to Hollywood and Highland when I had a project there. And she went to Santiago High School, finished. And then she went to UCI and got her political science degree from UCI. And then later met Joey and got married. And he brought her over here to Long Beach. And Anne loved Long Beach so much that, we come here to Long Beach and she shows us around. I remember Long Beach from the 70s, It's completely different. I didn't have a chance to see Long Beach since I kind of brought us back here. I work in construction. I had a project. I don't know if you guys know, the city official. I go to the Long Beach gas and oil facilities sometimes to do some projects. But anyway, we love she loved Long Beach, and we loved Long Beach. And thank you, Long Beach. That's all I can say. Thank you so much.
We love you. We love you,
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most beneficent, I extend to you the greetings of Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. And I really cannot express in words how our family feels and how we've been strengthened by support this community has provided us. Even though we were in hospital, we were hearing what was going on, and even in our grief, you raised us. Our faith and the support we've received from this community has lifted us and enabled us to try to see what we can do for our grandchild and our daughter. And it was God's wish that they joined their father, and today they're in a better place. We don't ask why. If God chose this for us, we say, God, thank you. Because in His wisdom, He must have seen there is some benefit in it. If He didn't see that, then He wouldn't have done it. We don't ask that. We just accept it, and we persevere. We try to love each other more. We try to do what is right. And every one of you, I'm sure, has something. You're busy and you have something to do, but you all chose to be here. And in the Quran it says, we created you from a single pair and made you into tribes and nations so that you can get to know each other curse each other. And the best of you is the one who does the most God conscious. I really want to thank the first respondents because they were the ones, and I'm sure they have to deal with these kind of things maybe sometimes several times a day. They are doing a great service, but they are suffering. They're humans and they see it, but they have to do their job. And they did what they could do for Yusuf, for Omar, and for Rehan. And we thank them for what they did. And also tonight we'd like to thank the elected officials, the city management, and everybody who has an official position who also took the time to come here. I would like to recognize the media. They kept reporting what was going on and updating the community, and they in turn inspired the community to provide us the support we really needed. And we got messages from maybe 4 or 5 continents. People who we don't know. We had people in the hospital. The hospital were really very embarrassed because we were overwhelmed by the people who came to the hospital. I don't think they've ever seen anything like that. 1,000 people a day for 3 days. We thank everybody who supported us. We really appreciate it, and I can't tell you how difficult it has been without your support. Thank you so much, and I hope that we can all learn something from this, but most important, to love each other and to respect each other and to accept our faith. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm extremely humbled by my city. I love you guys more than I can say. I couldn't even be standing here without your support and your love. And I know everyone here tonight knew Joey, they knew Rayhan, they know Omar. This is their community, this is their love, this was their life. I'm so grateful for the first responders. I'm so grateful for everyone who's been working behind the scenes, making things happen. And we feel the love, and we thank you very much. Thank you.
If you would join me in the family for a moment of silence. I'd like to thank all of you who have gathered today, to our mayor, to Supervisor Hahn, to our fire police chiefs, and to these councilmen who came together in the 7th and the 8th district. We thank them, Councilman Uranga, as well as Councilman Al Austin. Thank them for taking the lead on this. Before we go, there is a passage of scripture that encourages us. It's apparently confusing at first. It says that we're each to carry our own load. But then a few verses down, it says that we're to help bear one another's burdens. The word burden is Boros burden. It speaks of those moments in life when what we're going through is too heavy for us to walk through it alone. So we're gathered here today, helping one another lift this burden that is too heavy for any one of us. Before you leave, all I ask is that you let someone know you're here. If you would commit to helping to lift the load, to walk in peace, and to lift the burdens of those whose hearts are heavy, if you would lift your candle to the sky, and the memory of those no longer walk among us, but will never be forgotten until we see them again.
Amen.
Give somebody a hug, squeeze their arm, and I give you put your arm around them. Let them know how much you love them.
I give you. The legacy of your father.
That's a high compliment to give me, a high compliment, because he was only mad
So what you've been listening to here, what you've been watching, has been a very emotional vigil here with various representatives from LA County. We've got the family here. Right.
You want to talk to? You want to talk to somebody?
Yeah, the father. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, everybody.
So we're going to try and talk to a couple members of the family here.
Ma'am, you met the father? Rehan's father.
They love him here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and we enjoy coming here. And actually, I'm a little bit selfish, but when I drive from Corona to the airport, coming back, I sleep here. I don't know if that's okay with the rules or not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because, I mean, we break rules, but Joey and Omar and Leanne, I talk to them every day. He parked his car right by my apartment. We would come out every morning together, so I really do miss him.
Yes, well, yeah, you know, he's still here with us. They're still here with us in person, in spirit. You know, the body maybe not here, but they are here.
Yeah. And he looks just like him.
Rehan's uncle and Faisal's brother.
Is her father?
Here's the father.
Is her father?
Channel 7. Are you all Channel 7?
Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Say, you ask me, I answer. I cannot talk by myself as no Yes.
Can you share what it
I'm
means
uncle,
to
not
have,
he's the father.
to share what it means to have so many people here?
It's a feeling full of appreciation, full of wonderful feeling. I really don't know, full of happiness, really. You know, as much as I lost my daughter and my son-in-law and my only grandson, with the support of the community here, I feel some joy, something, almost like celebration, and that's how I feel, really, Yes, that's how I feel.
Has it helped you? Has it helped you and your family?
No doubt about it. It is the one that is sustaining us, this support,
Faith in the community.
It is really outpouring, their love is, we feel it, and we just smile, and we thank our two children. Basically, in their departure, they brought the community together, and they made us proud that the community all loved them. They must have done something to affect them, so that translates to us feeling good in this time of complementing each other, meaning that personality complement each other. Their way of doing things complement each other. But their love for serving is beyond explanation.
Selfless.
They are complete. They basically they go out of their way to do little things nobody knows about, but they leave something with whoever they interact with. And nobody knows about it.
Today, I got a call from somebody that says Rehan used to go to him, look for him, and sometimes pay his rent, see if he needs food. And this is this afternoon, before I came here.
There is countless stories like that.
I never heard of these things before, but people now coming up with them.
She goes and visit people in jail to bring them books to read. And also she would go and find somebody who just had a baby, family, and then at the same day go and bring them flowers, traveling 50 miles to reach them. These are all stories I heard. I didn't know. Things like that. They will go out of their ways to do little things that means something to those who receive those things. And that's what they are all about. They are not about being known for that. Actually, as a father, she comes to our house every Sunday. They come and spend Sunday evening with us. We eat together every single Sunday. And we talk about everything we talk about, but we don't know these activities whatsoever. They never talk about it. These are private things they do. They do it for their own reasons, not to brag about or to talk about or anything. We really don't know. I just know that this is what her love, I'm talking about my daughter, but like I said, they are the same. So when I talk about one, I talk about the other. So what I was going to say is back in 2012, Rehan used to work in a marketing position, very well paid position, but they do marketing. Actually, selling, proposals are marketing related, and they send to clients. And then one day she called me, she said, I don't like to do this anymore. I want to do something else. I said, what do you want to do? It says, well, I want a job where I could do, serving, social work, that kind of thing. Said, okay, did you have lined up of jobs? Says, yes, I did. Where? She mentioned a place, a small non-profit, a startup non-profit, where she was, there's only 2 in the office, and they were going to pay her like almost a minimum salary. I says, well, this is a minimum salary. You have a good salary there with insurance and all the things, the benefits. Says, well, this is what I want. I don't like to do marketing. That is not me. I want to be serving. So she changed, and and basically she liked it so much. She went back to school, Long Beach State, and got her master's in social work. I give you another story in 2010, the Haiti earthquake. She called me in my office back then, where I work, and she told Daddy, what? I have an opportunity to go to Haiti to help with the earthquake. He says, what? Yeah, just like I told you. He says, are you sure about that? He says, well, who's going to take you? He says, well, I have non-profit. I applied with them and they accepted me. They're going to send me. So I told her, okay, give me the phone number of these guys. So I called them and they find that it's true story and all that. And I told them, is that going to be okay? She's going to be safe. So they gave me some assurances, And then she came back after 4 or 5 days. Said, what did you guys do over there? What were we helping, pulling bodies out of the rubbles, or people who have broken limbs or whatever? We taken them. We taken them to the triage and being helped and whatnot. And she spent like 4 or 5 days at Haiti back then. So these are some stories. I mean, I can go on and on. I don't know. You have time to broadcast all that, but yeah, yeah. So that's and Joey is the same. Now, Joey cannot say no to nobody. If you ask him for something, he will come and do it, And he was, Rayhan says some, she sometimes say no, no to staying up late too late, no to sleeping too late, going up to work. So when they go visit us on Sunday, they stay till about 8:30. And Joey and I like to watch the Lakers games together. But then she said, Joey, 10 minutes, we have to leave. This is like 8:15 or something. The game starts, and Joey will say, Uncle, I have to leave, but he loves to stay, but basically, so when he give him the 2-minute warning, and then he start picking up his son's toys from the floor and catching up and running to the car and starting the engine and all that, and putting little Omar in the car seat while, and they go, they call us once they get here. But that's what they, keep all that and give her that. And he is, another story was, I didn't know, but they don't never fight with you, except one time somebody fighting. But they basically alternate, one day a week in, I think, somewhere, I don't know, hospital or something, okay? And they get their own. So one day they were having a picnic, or some gathering where food and buffet and all that, and they got the call. They get their phone or whatever, they get the call at the same time. So they start fighting with each other. Who is it turn? He says, no, it's my turn. No, it's my turn. It's no to go. So they were fighting over who go, complementing each other, meaning that personality complement each other. Their way of doing things complement each other. But their love for serving is beyond explanation.
Selfless.
They are complete. They basically they go out of their way to do little things nobody knows about, but they leave something with whoever they interact with. And nobody knows about it.
Today, I got a call from somebody that says Rehan used to go to him, look for him, and sometimes pay his rent, see if he needs food. This is this afternoon, before I came here.
There is countless stories like that.
I never heard of these things before, but people now coming up with them.
She goes and visits people in jail to bring them books to read. And also she would go and find somebody who just had a baby, family, and then at the same day go and bring them flowers, traveling 50 miles to reach them. These are all stories I heard. I didn't know. things like that. They will go out of their ways to do little things that means something to those who receive those things. And that's what they are all about. They are not about